Hello there! Today I'll be reacting to the 7 most baffling things about American grocery stores. I don't even know what baffling means. I think it's surprising. Wait, let me look it up. I should have done that off camera. Baffling, impossible to understand, perplexing. Okay, I feel very happy that I learned a new word today. This is a video by Lost in the Pond, British YouTuber living in the US. You might know him, he's quite popular in the US. He makes great videos. So yeah, without any further ado, let's check this one out. Let's see if this stuff are so surprising for myself as well, being Italian, coming from Italy.
Hello, this year I have been doing a lot of videos devoted to trying American food for the first time. This video is sponsored by SimpliSafe. After all, there's no safe like SimpliSafe. And something that you don't really see in those videos is the fact that we have to go and get the ingredients from a supermarket. I have 2 missions on this mission. Number 1, to pick up some of the ingredients for Maryland crab cakes, which I'll be making in my next video. And number 2, to show you some of the baffling things about American grocery stores. And just as we pull into the parking lot at Jewell-Osco, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
I did.
Let's go shopping. Well, first thing to notice is that you don't have to put any kind of coin in order to procure
I was just about to say that. You don't have to put a coin in.
a shopping trolley, or cart as they're known here. This is something you will see at Aldi, which is something that you see at Aldi around the world. But for the most part, American carts don't require it. In the UK, coin-operated trolleys are a bit more prevalent, with some supermarkets employing them and others not. Back in 2017, these trolleys made the news when many of them were incapable of accepting Britain's new 12-sided pound coin. You know, I was just thinking about something. When we were in Britain, we were walking around one of the superstores out there, and I noticed these stools that I had forgotten about. They used to be in all of the grocery stores in England. They still are, it seems, and you don't see them as often in American grocery stores. Perhaps it's because the shelves are slightly higher up, so the shelf stackers who use those stools in Britain, they need something a bit taller. So usually what you see in grocery stores here are things like ladders to help them get to those higher spaces, because as you can see, I'm a tall person, I can only just about touch that. And on the subject of size, it won't surprise anyone to learn that American supermarkets are generally bigger than their UK counterparts. I found this to be especially true at Walmart, whose retail spaces are so big they're not even supermarkets, but hypermarkets. A hypermarket combines a supermarket with a department store, basically a one-stop shop for everything. However, it might surprise some to learn that Britain has its own hypermarkets, with the likes of Tesco Extra, usually found on the outskirts.
Love Tesco. Oh my god, yeah, I love Tesco. Whenever I travel to the UK, Tesco is my go-to. Come on.
It's a town. That said, at 70,000 square feet, even these don't stack up to those Walmart supercenters, which average about 100,000 square feet.
It's actually kind of the opposite. I remember my friend always like squatting down to find items on the floor that was like the less priced items. I don't know if they still do that, but I still remember my friend always going after like the beans that was super cheap, and they were like all the way down. I don't know if it was like a treasure hunt or whatever. That was so weird to me. Maybe we should do a video. I mean, I know this channel is about the US, but maybe checking out the supermarkets in the UK as well.
I have no idea how to find crab meat. I've never done this. We could just go to Baltimore. Hello, just had to quickly come back from the store because I realized that I forgot to lock the door, and then realized actually that doesn't matter, because even if my wife's cousin Chad has found out our address, we are protected by SimpliSafe. A SimpliSafe system with its advanced cameras and sensors protects your home against break-ins, fires and floods. And then there is SimpliSafe's Active Guard outdoor protection. Traditional home security systems, they only kick in after a break break-in has already happened.
Oh, that's
but with
so
active
cool.
guards, SimpliSafe is turning the game on its head by stopping intruders before they even get inside. Here's how it works. With advanced AI and live monitoring agents, SimpliSafe cameras detect suspicious activity as soon as someone steps onto your property. Those agents can then take immediate action. It's honestly like having your own personal security guard. And the best part, active guard is just one piece.
Bro, what is he reading? Worst birds ever. I love it.
Of SimpliSafe's home protection system. You can easily manage everything through the SimpliSafe app, from arming and disarming the system to checking live camera feeds and receiving real-time alerts. And unlike other security services, there are no long-term contracts or cancellation fees, and plans start at just about $1 a day. And today I get to share an exclusive offer just for Lost in the Pond viewers. Save 50% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for a Fast Protect monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplisafe.com/lostinthepond to customize yours. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Again, visit simplisafe.com/lostinthepond to customize your system today. The link is in the description below. You won't normally find milk of this size showing up in Asda because we just don't have the fridge space for it. And that's not all. The inclusion of preservatives as well as a different pasteurization method means that American milk actually lasts longer than British milk. So Americans can justify.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like, how long can one last actually? Because here we sell the 1 liter one that is about, wait, okay, I have no idea how much is that in gallons. Wait. 1 liter in gallons. Wait, let's see. It's 0. Okay, you can see right here. This is 0.26, 0.26. I don't know how you pronounce it. So yeah, that would be lasting for 3 days, 4 tops. So that's why I seldom buy milk, because I can't finish it. I live alone, so yeah. Sometimes my daughter comes over and drink milk, but most of the time she stays with her mom, so yeah. That's cool. If it lasts longer, I would definitely be buying milk more often.
By buying it by the gallon. But what is a gallon? Because both countries have different ways of defining that. A US gallon measures in at 128 fluid ounces, while a UK gallon equates to 160 fluid ounces. And so you might think, ooh, Lawrence, you lied. British milk is bigger. Well, not really, because in the UK, milk is not typically sold by the gallon, but in pints and litres. The largest bottle on the market is the 6-pint bottle, which is a tad smaller than a US gallon, even if a UK pint is 1 1/4 the size of a US pint. It's all quite confusing. I think this will just about fit in our fridge. One thing you'll often notice in US grocery stores is the price tag. It's very inviting. It usually ends in 99. It makes you think, okay, it's 1 cent cheaper than, say, $8 if it's $7.99. And that's great. So you get the thing, you put it in your cart, and you walk up to the till thinking, all right, great, we've made some good deals here, until sales tax happens. In the US, sales tax is added at the point of purchase, and
Okay, this one I already knew.
after 17 years living in the country, I no longer bat an eyelid at this. But having arrived here from a country where value-added tax is included in the price tag, it did briefly make me reconsider buying a ukulele when I barely had enough money to justify it in the first place.
Does this happen for all items? Like if you purchase something online, let's say from Amazon, is the price without value, without the added taxes? When you go and purchase the item, the added taxes will show up. Let me know.
What's this? Refrigerated eggs. This is not something you would see in a British store, where the eggs are usually placed just on a shelf somewhere away from refrigeration. And why is that? It all comes down to both countries' attempts at preventing contamination. In the United States, the USDA mandates that eggs must be washed and sanitized before they reach the consumer. Basically, this is to ensure that it's not covered in chicken. The European Union, on the other hand, says that Class A eggs.
But I mean, at the end of the day, most of the times you will still remove the eggshell. So even if there's shit on top, what's the point? It's not gonna affect the inside. So I don't get it, this one.
Must not be washed, which sounds mental, right? Except the EU believes that washing eggs can do more harm than good. And there's a couple of reasons for this. When a hen lays an egg, she coats it in a cuticle in order to protect the egg against contamination once it pops out. Anyway, it's thought that washing eggs can result in the removal of this cuticle, making eggs vulnerable to pathogenic contamination. In America, the USDA requires producers to wash eggs in water with a minimum temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They are then rinsed with a special cleaning spray with the intention of eradicating contamination and then dried. Not drying the eggs would mean that the resulting moisture could become a breeding ground for salmonella. Additionally, using cold or dirty water in the cleaning process would cause bacteria to seep in, and there'd be no extra lives for that egg. So what's this got to do with refrigeration? Well, firstly, the USDA freely admits that washing the egg can remove the cuticles, so chilling the eggs in store becomes more critical. In Britain and the EU, not so much. One thing that's often mentioned about US grocery.
So which one is best? Is there a practical answer or it differs? Let me know in the comments. Does it even change the taste? Like if you're an American and you have traveled to Europe and tried our eggs, or if you are a European that traveled to America and tried American eggs, is there a difference or is it the same thing? I mean, I don't know. Can't really tell the difference. Like whatever I've been to in Europe or Asia, eggs tasted the same to me. I don't know.
Stores is that the cashiers, when you get to the till, are usually standing up. A lot has been made of how this is not great.
Standing up the cashier? Wow, I've never seen that before. Really? I mean, you definitely see that in like the clothing shops or other shops in general, but I feel like that's because they need to help you, so it would be maybe inconvenient if they will be sitting down and then they have to get up and help out people when they have to pick some certain types of clothing or stuff like that. I mean, I'm just guessing, you know, but in the supermarkets everyone just sit down here. I don't know why. Interesting.
For, you know, your physical well-being and all of that. We're not used to this in Britain, where they are sitting on a stool.
Yeah,
and
here
as somebody
too.
who has just rubbish knees, I can completely empathise. On the other hand, arguments in favour of this, usually by those that own the stores, seem to be that standing up looks more professional and that it gives the cashier more range of movement, which, as I'm demonstrating here, is obviously true. And I take back everything I said in the previous scene. But let me know in the comments what you think. Should cashiers be able to sit like they do in Europe? Or
Yeah, I think they should be able to sit. Yeah, it's not good to stand up for too long. I mean, yeah, sometimes you need to stand up, of course, because being seated for too long, especially myself, I know because I work from home. So you definitely need to be moving. You can't be sitting down for too long. But standing up for too long is not good for your health, I would say.
Or should they stand, like true patriots? Of course, increasingly, both countries are adopting self-checkouts, and Chicago's Jewell-Osco is no exception. I'm well practiced in this, and in fact, self-checkouts are, I think, amazing, because you don't have to talk to anybody unless you're buying alcohol, but I quit alcohol, and that was one of the reasons.
So you cannot purchase alcohol in the self-checkout stuff. Usually here, they will come. There will always be a person here in Italy that stands right here to check that everything is doing well. Maybe some elder people have troubles purchasing some stuff, and when you're buying alcohol, what they do is come over and just check on you. Like if you're a kid, they will probably tell you, no, you cannot buy it, so fuck off. But if you're an adult, they will be like, okay, sure, and then they will just do something. They will put their what is it called, like their oh my god, their supermarket card, their ID or whatever, and then you can pass something like that. I cannot explain it, but I apologize.
Social, what's going on with that? With that no eggs? What? I used to be good at it. Yeah, that did it. We did it. That's good.
Bro, how many eggs did he buy?
No eggs. What? I used to be good at it. Yeah.
What? This is like 24 eggs. What the hell? It's really rare to see so many eggs being sold in a single box here in Italy. Wow. I think the maximum that I've seen is like 30, but it was like a special offer. Mostly it's 10 the most you can buy.
That did it. We did it. That's good. Old Bay seasoning.
How many store-provided bags did you use today?
0. And of course, with Britain and America being two nations divided by a common language, you can't really talk about grocery stores without talking about some of the terminological differences. A big one, of course, as I mentioned earlier, is trolley versus shopping cart. And of course, when you come to pay, in Britain, you go to the till. In America, it's the cash register. And one that stood out to me
Till?
recently
I've never heard
as
that.
people that don't usually go in-store, but in fact go to the curbside pickup lanes in Britain, which I'm surprised to say does have curbside pickup. It's just there, it's called Click and Collect. If you liked this video, be sure to watch 8 American
did.
habits that confuse.
Okay. If this video reaches at least 100 likes, I'm going to check out this one as well. 8 American habits that confused me as a Brit. Okay. I mean, many stuff still confuse me about the UK. The last time I've been there, many stuff confused me. So, but most of the stuff, you know, I can see that there are many similitudes between European countries. I mean, probably because Britain is not part anymore of the European Union, but before we were, so maybe most of the stuff were like done in a certain way that it would be the same in other countries to avoid, I guess, cultural shocks. I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know anything about this stuff, but this was really interesting, by the way. Okay, I love that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any more recommendations, or if you want to share some thoughts, you know, some of your opinions on whatever we have just watched today, let me also just leave a comment in the comment section. Come on, I cannot talk. It's Sunday. You gotta forgive me. So yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.